my goodness. I don't think it would be Coffin. I believe Coffin is more comfortable on the Bucky, but Spades on the Widow.
Yes.
You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. Spades is a bit of a long-range guru, long-range legend. But speaking of long-range, let's talk about the Galactic Empire of Wakanda. Look at them. Look, we thought they had a beautiful country. Nah, they got a beautiful empire now in the Marvel Rivals universe. Look at the designs. Look at the culture. Look at the purple and gold aesthetic. It's so royal. It's so regal. It's so beautiful. Look at the absolute unique prism rotating designs and the centripetal designs of the force of power. Look at that. Beautiful trees, beautiful agriculture, beautiful everything. The panther statues. You just gotta love Wakandan culture. You gotta love the cinematic universe, inspiring more and more to come from the comics, from everything, from to the gorillas, the panthers. Bust is here. Everything is here. Glory to Hanuman. There's so many references I could land and let everybody know about. But let's get over the lore and let's get into the action.
Pretty sure this Jeff is just for the speed boost. Don't get baited here like I sometimes do. That Jeff is not here to stay, but the speed boost comes out. Spades on the Hela, I think, is someone we definitely need to keep an eye out as we are watching a point of view. Not able to get a pick immediately, but Genzo on the Magneto pushing it forward, making a lot of space as Zavier Hope gets control of the point and Bethany take the high ground.
There they go, taking the high ground, get into the high positions that they need. Coffin Merchant feeling confident though, going for the hook. Ooh, doesn't connect to anybody right now, but it's going to give Spades an opportunity to land some shots on the sidelines, taking out a bit of damage from the HP. There he goes, Oink goes down, there goes the Oink. That's the one you want. Spades on the high ground, gets met with a strange, sends the Crow out of there, protecting themselves, feeling safe, feeling confident as Enzo pushes forward, taking out Lean with the absolute binary blade right there, slashing and dashing, feeling confident, no one that they can move forward. Spades is there to follow suit. There's Fluent as well, taking out Jag, Soupy, Esh, and Potato, falling to that power from Zavier Hope.
Bit of a cleanup from Zavier Hope onto Bethany's team. Everyone is back chilling in the spawn, but now they're pushing out. And there is Zavier Hope meeting them here at the choke point, not letting them get anywhere near the control point. Coffin Merchant does have the armed and dangerous available, and so does 3 other members of Zavier Hope. A lot of ultimates on their hands, ready to be utilized as soon as they want to. But Genzo doesn't even need the ultimate as Super gets taken out. Out comes the boundary from Esh from the side of Bethany. And in return, Fluent uses theirs. The armed and dangerous was used, but I don't believe there was a reset. Out comes the media ultimate. I'm lying. This is the Agimoto ultimate comes out. It was Oink is the one that uses the ultimate as well. Coffin Merchant though does clean up with their Bucky. Just normal primary fire.
That is exactly what you want right there, because the primary fire from Bucky hits like a truck. I know, in my games, I don't even know how he's doing so much damage to me. I'm on the thing, I'm bulky, I'm made of rocks. What is this man's pistol made of? It hurts, I'll tell you that. But more importantly than that, a portal into the back line for Bethany right there, feeling confident, going for the flank, flipping the script, taking it around town. Doesn't look like Zavier Hope's in position to actually take back the position on point, and a meteor goes out, but it doesn't connect. But Hela's in the skies with Spades going down. It doesn't seem to give the value they need, but they do cap it just with zoning them out off the point. Everybody's still alive except Genzo, who's taken out by Potato. That's the one you want to see right there. The Bucky's always are the ones taking the action. There's another pistol. There's another one. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a triple. That's a quadra KO for Potato TP. And Esh and Oink finish the 5th and 6th. Cleaning house on Zavier Hope as Bethany are feeling confident. You're the 20% on the board.
20% on the board. Bethany definitely feeling extremely confident. Potato now also has the ultimate back. Coffin also does as well. I'd love to see how these two use their Kraken impact and who gets the most value out of the ultimates. But coming in through to this, there is so many other ultimates across the board. 37%. Bethany definitely counting and building that control percentage up. Lots of ultimates. Here comes the first one and second one. Dark and dangerous, and the boundary being used and returns again being used. But, by his both of them as Jag gets 6 out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a massive play from Bethany, cleaning it up. Spades getting a consolidation prize of Potato, but it is a clean wipe.
Oh, a clean wipe indeed. You love a cracking impact. You love when the Buckies get down and buck down her business. It's beautiful. Honestly, at one point, I actually thought Loki was one of the Buckies. I couldn't tell what was going on because there's just so much going on when both of them are hitting the cracking impact. But now it's time for Zavier Hope to hit the portal in, try to push in, try to get the angle, try to get some point back as they're both on 80% each. KO cleans out from space, sneaking a kill. Oh no, sneaking a KO. That's the one you want. Killer getting absolutely taken out of the soupy situation. And Genzo takes out Liam, and Ash falls as well. And that's the double KO. And then Coffin goes for Potato, and it cleans out 82%, 83%, 84%. And there it is. It's chugging along closer and closer to 100. Bethany does not have the strange portal open. They need to run it and gun it. And that's why Jag's on the Captain America, hopefully trying to make it to point.
They want to make it to point with 97%, and they do get able to touch. But there is Zavier Hope, Coffin Merchant lying in wait. Liam now falls. Oink now using their Loki Ultra to try and keep everyone alive as Potato takes down Spade. Liam is out of the fight as well, so it's a bit of a 5v5 now. 4v4 is Soupy. Jag take down both these strategists in the backline. Bethany in this fight taking control of the point, 89, 90% now, and they will now trigger overtime for themselves. Can Zavier Hope get back in time?
Can they get back in time? 96% chugging along. They don't have the strange portal. They do have what it takes to try and make it a point. It ticks over and out. Just not enough time to make it as they capture Burn T'Challa. That's the way it is. That's the name of the game. We're going to go to Warrior Falls. Let's see how it turns out. It's a bit of a rough start, of course, but you know, both teams going back and forth, trading positions on the point, trading the control. But, you know, for now, Bethany feeling confident that they got this one. And now we're going to head over to the waterfall. My personal favorite map of mine, I'm not going to lie, Ricey. This map is beautiful. Absolutely awesome. And what I especially love about this map, half of it is off the map, which means people will fall. And it is beautiful and fun.
Wait, so what part of the map is beautiful? Is it the graphics and imagery and the scenery? Or is it the fact that people fall off the map and it's a bit of a exciting layout?
The answer to your question is yes.
Yes, got it.
Yes. I will take both. I will take it all. But now we're here, and who's going to take it all? Potato, because Potato's got that cracking impact ready to go, ready to fly. And Zavier Hope do not have any strategist defensive capabilities at the moment. Tamer and Float are not there, but we'll see if they know that, if they're aware of that, and activate quick enough before the invisible boundary can be built up.
Yeah, Invisible Boundary is getting built up pretty quickly with 80%, but Ashes is already available for Bethany. So Bethany here might have a little bit of an advantage, but Spade is the one that pops the Hella ult to try and rain a lot of damage from above, keeping Bethany away from the point successfully. Now Zavier Hope is capturing it, but out comes Ashes, a boundary. Bethany want to contest. They do not want Zavier to get any percentage at all, but Ori is the one that falls from Bethany. One strategist is down. Out comes the Meteor ult that doesn't find anyone, I believe. And Soupy just gets taken out instead. Sorry, I'm getting so confused. Killer was the one that used their ultimate there, but it doesn't find many.
Doesn't find many indeed. That's the one. That's the K5000 Doctor Strange. Still zoning them out. Still hitting the Agamotto. Still the way that you want it to be. Coffin Merchant trying to go for a clean hook here. Ooh, it actually hooks in two. Flip it in. Pull it out two. That's the lead. Getting caught on the Punisher. Finally punished by Bucky. Feeling confident. I'm the one here to take him down. That's 31% in favor for Zavier Hope right now. That is a massive pick. Barely any ultimate used to absolutely shut down the potential for Bethany to push now. Down one hero. Down one Reliant ultimate that they could use. Spades is hovering on the high ground, trying to see if they can catch out Bethany. Bethany have 5 ultimates ready, practically 6, with Ashes building up that invisible boundary faster than Yo. So let's kick it into gear as we see the Judge Jerry Executioner start up with the Genzo trying to block some of the damage with Spades on the high ground, falling around, trying to go. Potato's feeling in position, gets lasered and daggered out by Potato. That's a KO. The fate of the both worlds from Tamer. Magneto Meteor goes up and takes down Flow in. There's Tamer falling soon. Soupy gets the one on Tamer. That's a double KO, double dunk. There it is. We love a Magneto Meteor pushing forward, and the Binary Blade to finish off the Coffin Merchant. Bucky and claim capture back for Bethany as they get some percentage on the board.
Yeah, Bethany now have control of the points. First time in this round. Zavier Hope managing to rack up 70%. Bethany now at 12 13% and building. They did win the first round on this map, so they are slightly at an advantage, but you know, Zavier Hope are looking pretty strong with 2 ultimates to their name, maybe 3 with Spades. Hella about to get online.
There we go. Right now, that's exactly what you want. 30% in favor for Bethany. They're going to get their ultimates very soon. Of course, we see Oink close and mind of the matter right now. Spades takes to the skies. Never mind. Actually, a bit of an early cancel on it. Hold on a minute. I thought that was going off, but the boundary's there. Cancels the early, saves the ultimate. Try to build it up against it. Flowen takes out Potato. Oh my, K5000 taking out Ashes. There it is. Coffer Merchant with the Kraken impact on Lim. And then K5000 takes out Jack. That's TC Tamer. Finished in the last one. K of Spades to finish off Oink, and they're feeling confident, they're feeling good, they're getting their percentage back on the board, going 80%. This is potentially the last fight for Bethany to take back the waterfall.
You're so right, this is potentially the last fight, but as Jag triggers the portal to try and get closer on to the point, they're able to touch 87, 88% for them, but Potato has ultimate and so does Oink, and they don't even need it as Potato and Zippy take 3 out amongst themselves, 97% and counting, and Zavier Hope will have to come back to try and take the point once again and claim this round.
There we go, claiming the round, 55%, 57, going to 60. They got it. They got it right. See Bethany, they're feeling confident right now. They got to flip the switch and exactly what they wanted right now. It is up to Zavier Hope to build those ultimates and go for one final ditch effort. I believe maybe they might have a second if they're quick enough, and they do have the strange portal available if they need. Let's start it up as Bethany are on the high ground, the same as Zavier Hope. Not even playing on point right now, but it's a matter of who can get to point and start capture to bait them out of position. As we see the strange is pushing in, you know what's coming forward. The Loki runes are there to keep them sustained, to block the damage, but Zavier Hope's gonna be pushing forward, holding it down. We're waiting for the percentage to tick down. There it is right now. As we see it go forward, the Magneto Meteor is ready to go. The Judge Jury Executioner is going off and gunning them down. And there it is right there with the boundaries meeting forward and the fate of the both worlds with the Magneto Meteor crashing down on Genzo. The Magneto taking out a Magneto. And there it is, shutting down the pressure with the big Agamotto. Set it off into Potatoes. Massive Kraken impact, taking them down. Boundary set up on overtime. It ticks over Ashes, taking out K5000 with Jack taking out Taylor. And Bethany turned the tides, 90% there, but Zavier Hope have Genzo up, and a portal could happen at any moment.
True. Yeah, they have to rely on this portal. It is a last hope for Zavier. But Lean takes down Copper Merchant. They aren't able to touch the portal available. And Potato takes down 1 already. Bethany advantage in the numbers and player numbers as another 2 fall. Zavier Hope, the hope is diminishing as they are relying on the spawn timers, but they are too long here in overtime. Tamer is able to try and touch, but they will be taken out, and it is going to be Bethany taking this first map.
There it is. Burning T'Challa claimed by Bethany, as you said. Warrior Falls and the Stellar Spacecraft. We don't need the Imperial Institute of Science. They already found out what the science is, and the science is the magic of their teamwork right there. Bethany shutting it down, and you could see the Spider-Man was a large effort from Zavier Hope to try and get themselves on point, tick over the overtime, and it did work. The portal was there, but they were just down. They only went into a 5v6, and they just didn't have the numbers, didn't have the source, didn't have the ult charge they needed to be able to take on Bethany, who were in position, ready to go, and feeling confident of a massive, massive Agamotto Kraken impact combination. That wombo combo is absolutely beautiful. Honestly, big up Jag, big up Potato with that. But Ashes on the boundaries, boundary for boundary after boundary. Exactly what you want from your Invisible Woman to set yourselves up, keep it sustained, and Oink, classic Invisible Woman. Soupy on the Groot. Okay, I called this out. We might see Groot again, maybe change things up. But if K5001 is gonna bring the thing, I'll be very happy.
Ooh, 2 things being hovered. Maybe they're doing it for us. Like the other thing as well, we have been saying about how maybe we want to see the Loki being protected earlier for one of the teams for Tamer, but they have to prioritize the Magneto protect instead. And by the time they've protected Magneto, there's 2 more bans being happened by Bethany, so the protect is not able to save Loki in time. So it's very rough for Zavier Hope. They aren't able to protect the Loki, but on the other hand, Bethany can protect the Loki. So Oink has free range on Loki.
Ooh, yes, they do. All right, let's get into the action with the high ground Punisher. Nice and set up on the ridge. And again, I turned away for a moment and I lost my glory. There is no thing. What a sad day, but it's okay. Because we got Flowent on the Mantis. Hold on. That's the first Mantis in a while. I actually love to see that. Oh, I know why. Okay, let me catch everyone up. If you don't know, Black Widows love their Mantis pockets. Mantis is the one that's going to give them the power boost they need, because a Mantis can allow a Black Widow to actually one-tap headshot anybody out of there that you least expect. That even the Vanguards are going to feel the pain. Probably taking 2 shots to the head will shut them down. That's how a Spades rolls. That's how the Widows roll. We might see that. Let's get eyes on the Widow very soon. We'll definitely see that action. But Super's in the front for now, setting it up with the runes there to keep him sustained. Escher's around the corner. Looks as though Zavier Hope's going to be able to push to this corner, but Bethany are there to meet their match.
Yeah, no, this team up, well, not official team up between Mantis and Black Widow does put out a lot of damage. But Coffin Merchant is the one that's going to be claiming the first pick as Jack falls down. Out comes the boundary as well from Tamer to keep everyone alive and hidden on the side of Zavier Hope as they are pushing forward. Out comes already the ultimate from the Judge, the Punisher from Liam to do as much damage as possible. The defenders of Bethany are able to get control of the point of Herbie already and to stop this push that Zavier Hope was hoping to have.
Stopping this push exactly is what they want to do, but oh, the jump shot Spades with the Widow and the Nagamoto follow suit. Will it be enough for them to line up the headshots? But the invisible boundary was there just in time to shut down the potential for Spades to line up those headshots. Well timed, the invisible boundary. That's what you want from Escher's right there. Taking their number, calling it, and hanging up on the phone. Coffin Merchant taking out Jag in response, and Genzo is going to keep it pushing. Spades is going to try and land those shots. Boom! An absolute plasma burst taking out Oink in the back line. That's what you want from the Widow. Oh, absolute decimation. Coffin getting another one in there as well. Potato running away in corner. Spades. There it is. Folks, we are witnessing a Black Widow masterclass from Spades here tonight. This is exciting. This is what we want to see. I can't even hold my breath anymore. It's amazing. I love it. It's something fresh, something fun.
Absolutely, Spades dominating now on the Black Widow, getting another pick instantly onto Oink. Now looking for Ash, taking out both strategists would be absolutely amazing for Zavier Hope to keep pushing, but so much damage from Spades, especially with the help from the Mantis from Flowenti. But now Spades has been forced back and it has to go back into safety, but Zavier Hope has the rest of the team to back themselves up. Genzo taking out Lean, pushing forward, halfway there with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
There it is, barely time, much to hold them back. Potato hits the uppercut, taking out Genzo. The KOs are rolling in, but it do have the number for Spades in the high ground. Oh, push back into the corridor. That's going to be the one to send them away. Ironwood Wall to block off the Widow. Well done by Soupy. That's exactly what you want right there. Soupy's going to shut down that Black Widow angle, going to force them back to their team lineup, which allows them to Vanguard presence and set it up. I do see the potential for a strangling prison to drop. The Magneto Meteor drops, and there it goes. It connects with Coffin, but it doesn't do enough damage into the absolute Kraken impact, taking out Jag. Coffin Merchant's winding it up again. There it is right now. Sending it forward.
Okay.
Coffin Merchant feeling confident. That's a triple KO with the absolute Kraken impact from Coffin Merchant. That's what we like to see. That's what I expected from the Bucky that is Coffin Merchant. And there it is. Feeling good. Get their momentum back. Absolutely pushing it forward. I don't think Bethany are going to be able to contest this at the last second, which means they'll push Herbie to the third stage of Midtown.
They are currently going into the third stage, as you were mentioning, but it was a little bit costly using 5 ultimates to make sure they claim that. But they do have a lot of time on the clock, 4 minutes. They can easily build their ultimates back up. Bethany didn't use too many, only using to the invisible boundary and the Meteor M. So they have 4 ultimates still to their name. And these aren't weak ultimates, they are very powerful. And so they are going to be able to push up and put a lot of pressure onto Zavier Hope. And it might be starting now with the Kraken impact. Potato getting one, getting it again, getting it reset, going for a third. Triple. Are they going to get quadra? They are. 4 picks, 4 KOs, 4 Potato. Looking extremely strong in the hands of Bethany.
4 picks, a quadra, 4 potato, 4 potatoes. That's what we like to see. We hungry out here, and potatoes are eating them up, chopping them up. hot potato style. Both Buckies are throwing quads and triples back at each other, saying, if you can do it, I can do it one better. The question is, who's going to get that penta? Who's going to get that hexa? And are we going to win this set tonight? But right now, Herbie's moving forward. That's right, Zavier Herb are there to match the pace as we see the judge jury executioner coming from Liam right there. Magnetic meteor connects, but it's not enough damage as the double invisible boundaries there, creating the Venn diagram of nobody's getting eliminated. But K, 5,000 hits the Agamotto and taking out Potato with an absolute mental warfare status right there. And Coffin Merchant's gonna go wind it up.
Okay.
There it is, going armed and dangerous again. That's the one that you want right there. A buck shot to the Soupy. Winds it up again. He's feeling confident. Gonna go for that second pick. Spades is forward as well. Landing the hip fire, sniping shots. Oh, what a snap kick from the Black Widow. Taking out Oink. And Spades follows to taking out Potato. And K5000 hitting it on the Jag. And Tamer cleans out on Ashes. And that's Zavier Hope. Pushing forward, they got the pace, they're feeling it, they're racing down Main Street, and they're gonna get Herbie to the end of the line, unless Bethany has something to say about that, with a bit of a switch up now, seeing the Psylocke and Captain America.
Yeah, Zavier Hope looking pretty strong, being able to push already with 2 minutes left, but they are so close to reaching the end. They're so close to delivering Herbie to their destination. Spades on the Black Widow, not as flashy as Coffin Merchant's Bucky Ultimate, but looking so good with all those headshots and all those knockouts. Now, though, with no ultimates to both teams' names, this is a bit of a neutral fight, but it is still a fight, and nonetheless, as Spades gets taken out by Jag. Florentine, also Tamer, everyone is slowly falling from Zavier Hope. With 1 minute, 30 seconds though, Zavier Hope are not too stressed. They have plenty of time to get Herbie over the finishing line.
Absolutely plenty of time to get it done, get it dusted. 1 minute 23. Will it be enough? Will there be enough time for them to get it forward? Bethany's in their defensive positions, feeling confident right now. Potatoes on the Psylocke. The dance of the butterfly is ready. Who's going to take the first step to start this dance? The question is, what's it going to be matched with? Does Liam have that Kraken Impact ready? Does Liam have what it takes to match the pace and get that Penta Kraken Impact KO? That's the question right here. Tamer's also got the invisible boundary ready to go. So does Ashes. It could be a double boundary once again. Nobody's going to get taken down. Spades trying to line up the shots. And Assemble starts it off. Kicking off the fire. Kicking off the pace. Spades taking a pick on Oink right there. Potato taking out Flowing on the back. There goes the Mantis Buff that could have given Widow the power she needed to take down someone there. A Bulwark there to protect Widow. Potato takes out one with the dance, and the Coffin is going down into a double for the Genzo, getting picked by Potato. That's the one you run right there with Soupy going forward, pushing forward. Potato stealthing out of there. Not gonna be the value they need, but again, Zavier Hope still one more fight, one more chance to get this push to the end.
5 seconds left for the Doctor Strange to respawn, but the portal here is very important. As you said, 20 seconds left. They could portal on, and look at the ultimates available for Zavier Hope. That's 6 ultimates available. This last overtime fight will definitely be one of the century, with Spade popping it up, getting one on Oink, Ash folding, but Liam is the one that returns the favor onto Spade. But they are on point, they have it. It is overtime, and they're trying to push with Meteor M being used by Jag. They do find one onto Tamer. That gets rid of the invisible boundary, which hasn't been used yet, but instead, there is the Mantis ultimate to keep everyone alive, and Genzo now uses their Meteor M. Venom switch from Killer to try and get back onto point as quickly as it can, but it is overtime. Can they get that in time? Can Zavier Hope stay alive on point as Soupy takes the Coffin Merchant? Genzo, people are falling left and right for Zavier Hope. And is Killer going to get in touch at time as Tamer finally pops the invisible boundary on point to keep the team alive? The remaining members of the team, but overtime is still being triggered. Bethany, who does have the play advantage, has the spawn advantage. Out comes the Dance of Butterflies from Potato, taking out Tamer and Florentine. It is not looking good for Zavier Hope. This might be where they end. This might be the end of the line for them, but they are holding on for dear absolute life as Killer somehow still maintains their health, but not much longer. They fall. Overtime is over. Bethany stops the Herbie there.
Yes, they do. Stopping it just before the chance of victory. But that's okay, because now it's going to be a flip of the script. The question is, can we see the same pushing power in return? Will they be able to cross the line? Will Herbie make it? On the other side, on the other team's side this time around, again, reminding everybody, Emma Frost is banned out. We do not have Emma Frost available. The Widow has been protected, and the Widow has definitely been high value and highly rewarded. It is a good pick. Spades has been cooking. Question is, Flowin, are they going to be running that Mantis again? Or are we going to change it up? Are we going to see a bit of a Hela? A bit of a different action?
Oh.
A bit of cloak and dagger? Could be interesting to see. But Potato right now might be staying on the Psylocke and is kind of cooking on the Psylocke. I won't lie. The dance of the butterfly twice now has been used and has been very effective both times.
No, Dance of the Butterfly has been very effective in the hands of Potato for Bethany. I did really like Spade's Black Widow. I understand why Black Widow was banned initially by Bethany in that first map, but maybe it depends on whether or not the defense and the attack, maybe the map favors one more than the other, or maybe Zavier Hope feels like the Black Widow is being targeted a little bit too much and has a bit too much pressure being put on them, and Spades on Hela has a bit more survivability in the hands of Hela.
Yeah, that could definitely be the absolute case right there. As we can see, a bit of survivability is going to be helping you a lot, especially when you're going to be dealing with snipers and absolute buckies just clipping your head off without even realizing where it's coming from, and it's just going around the corner. That's just how Midtown is. When you least expect somebody's around the corner, somebody's there, and you're just going to get absolutely decimated without even knowing that your strategist could have even saved you. So that's what Spades is for. That's what the Hela's going to do. Soupy's going to be trying to do that too, trying to go for the flank Captain America. It's going to be valuable as right now Hela has lost their owl just early enough, and Soupy timed it perfectly, getting the KO, knowing their cooldowns, and knowing now that they can push without a worry of a Hela absolutely snapping them. And there it is. Florence is also getting in a bad position right now, getting chased by the Cap.
No.
Will get pushed back for now and protected by their Vanguards. Well positioned by Zavier Hope's Vanguard lineup with Genzo protecting that right there. Oink's going to keep their team sustained. Herbie's going to turn the corner around the ambulance, and they're going to keep it moving, but it looks like Zavier Hope's got Tamer's Eternal Bond ready for that next fight. Just a few more percentage left to gain.
That is absolutely, I want to say disgusting plays from Soupy, the annoying plays from the Captain America, putting a lot of pressure in the back line. Now out comes the Loki Ultimate, I believe copying the invisible boundary if I am following things correctly. And that is going to be able to keep up Bethany alive to stay and keep pushing. But no, Zavier Hope still have more control. They are stopping Herbie just at this corner. Out comes I Am Agamotto from a killer to be able to try and stop people, but I don't think it worked. And out now comes the other boundary from Florentine to keep their team alive, but it doesn't matter with Soupy taking out Spades. And two members from Zavier Hope fall despite the invisible boundary. Potato getting Florentine, taking out Tamer. No strategist for the sides of Zavier Hope. And now Bethany can push to the end of this section.
Unbelievable. K5001 went for that massive Agamotto. That Agamotto was shut down because Eshes pushed him away. When you thought the Agamotto was going to hit 5, it didn't. Eshes pushed him away. I got to give props to that one. Got to give love to the Invis woman out there who can always just shut down an Agamotto when you least expect it. You think you've got it lined up. You think you're flying in the sky. You think you're sinking down. You think you got reality in your favor. You think it's going to be there, but then Invisible Woman is like, nah, out my face. You ain't touching my team. Love it, respect it. And now we're going to see the dance of the butterfly going up as Potato. Starts it up, wind it up, get the steps going. That's one, that's two. Taking out Flowing. There it goes. Spades returns the favor by taking in disguise. Going for team. Going for Oink. That's lead. That's Potato. Takes out Coffin. There it is right there. Soupy cleaning house on Tamer, and Spades getting picked off by Potato in a triple clean KO. That's the way you know, as it's gonna be clean. It was a good flank, well executed, and this is dive. We are witnessing a bit of dive meta right now in this season. Let's go. That's exciting. I love the Psylocke, love the Cap. Liam's there to follow suit. Oink's there to keep him sustained, and Jag is just holding that front line. Good Magneto, good shields, good bulwarks, going directly onto Potato, giving them that enabling, giving that extra bit of shielding they need to be able to push into the next fight. But I see the thing. I'm hyped. Let's get it. Oh.
The Thing is out. Killer now switching over to the Thing and punching the front line as much as they can, taking Jag and pushing him as far back to try and make some space for the team. Out comes the Meteor and Ember though from Genzo. Will they find anyone? Does not find anyone. Goes a little bit wide, and out comes now the ultimates. More ultimates from everywhere. Oink now using their ultimate to try and keep everyone up and pushing. That's lottery time already available. But it doesn't matter as Zavier's hoped. Many of their team, all of their team are falling, but Spades is still alive and kicking, taking out one, taking out two, but they finally fall to Soupy.
They finally fall indeed. And that is exactly the pressure. There it is, 4 minutes left, and they have to just push it to the end. Only a few steps away from the end, actually, and that's going to be what it is. And ultimately, we're going to have to see, are they going to do it? You've got Jag with the Meteor. It's very confidently going to be there. 4 minutes. Look, honestly, Ricey, Zavier Hope is in a battle for their life right now.
They
need to
really
put everything
are.
they can into this because it is literally down to the wire. You have to win. I would honestly say at this point you could only afford to lose one more fight. But if you lose 2 in a row, it's done and dusted. It's going in favor of Bethany. Audrey goes off from Zavier Hope, starting off from Flowen. It looks like Liam's going to hit the back foot, drop back into the Loki runes for now. Try to hit an uppercut, try to get Genzo out of position. Genzo's struggling, Genzo's feeling the pain. Ash is there trying to land some shots, trying to give a bit of extra damage that they need. Spades is getting caught up by Potato. Potato catches Spades out on the side. That's what you want. There it is. Boom, done. That's the way it goes. As you see, Genzo is getting picked off. And just like I said, they're just going 1 for 1. Tamer, though, hits the massive Eternal Monster. It is exactly what you want it to be right there. And there it is right there. That's the